Hello Mona, I'm John Hampson from the Culture Service at the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, and it's an absolute delight to be here in the Mosaic rooms at the Qattan Foundation.
Thank you very much. I'm really more delighted to be here in London, in Kensington and Chelsea, and to have my exhibit in this area of London. I'm a sculptor, and mainly I choose stone, all kinds of stones, as the main material I work with, because I think stone is the eternal elementary material of our earth, and it's related to everything that surrounds us, you know. I was fascinated always by the work of Henry Moore, and then by the work mainly of Barbara Hepworth, whom I'm considered a very, very important sculptor nowadays. So after Eliot, I discovered Adonis in the 60s, who was and still is one of the greatest Arab modern poets. The drawings here, it's a collection of a full album of 12 drawings inspired by one of his poems, which is called the Petra Tablet. And it's a poem he wrote on the old city of Petra in Jordan. And this poem has one phrase really that took my heart, which say that, let us say that stone is haunted by mysteries.
Okay.
And I say, my God, this is written for me.
Right, okay.
Anyway, that poem of Adonis, it was dedicated for me too.
Okay. And we wanted to introduce a lecture into the festival programme to kind of recognise the roots of the festival, which were in Black History Month, but obviously across the street around the world is now a much broader celebration of the rich internationalism and real kind of vibrant culture that there is in the borough.
The joy that I have this evening is to introduce a range of writers and artists, some of whom I know very well, some of whom I've admired from afar. And I get to hear and you get to hear them respond to the themes and the challenge that I've given them this evening in terms of looking back, looking forward.
So much harsh salt, then chip that surface smaller and smaller into pieces, so she could cope with the hawk spit of her patients in hospital wards. Their hatred got in her like she was raw fish. Someday she wanted to tell them, it's only skin. We bleed the same underneath, but she held it in.
The prevailing image of woman in the media, in music videos, film, art both high and low, in adverts and on magazine covers is young, white, thin, silent, beautiful, inert and blandly smiling. She is not an athlete, although she is a body, and she has no talent except to move well and take off her clothes.
Oh, so far it's great. It's made me smile a lot. I love the poem about the mother and how she makes you feel guilty.
Females, particularly of ethnic minorities, are the most underrepresented in various media forms, be it literature, film and so forth. If this some way goes towards redirecting the balance, then it's a good thing.
So I think it's a very sort of an international, it was across the cultures sort of, that I think everybody found something there that they would relate to.
You know, because it's sort of like it reflects very much sort of like the Caribbean background of me, you know, and my parents, and the same sort of issues my mother always complains about. Yeah.
I think it's very interesting. I think it's a good forum for bringing poets and the people who write prose together.
We're not British, and so for us it's a special pleasure to kind of enjoy this language, which is so beautifully pronounced and said.
Thank
From the admiral to the island to the animal's tribal past, unfinished in New York, fossil, bone, garment upon garment, native for generations to come. Haiti. I add epitaphs of music to your heartland of rainforest and impossible rivers. Thank you for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Anthony Joseph. We are fast approaching the end. In fact, we have approached the end of our evening. How have you enjoyed hearing me so far?